In the second module, we will talk about Python data structure. In Python, we have few useful built-in data structure that we will introduce in this module. This module begins a journey into the Python data structure. We will explain how to use lists, tuples, and how they're able to store a collection of data in a single variable. And also we will continue to learn about the dictionary and how they function by storing data in pair of key and value. For the dictionary, your key should be unique. And then we also will introduce the set data structure in Python. You will learn how this type of collection can appear in any order and will be only contain the unique elements. The learning object for this module is understand the tuples and the list by describing and manipulating tuple combination and list data structure. We will demonstrate how to use and understand dictionary by writing the structure with the correct key and the value pair. You will understand the differences between set, tuple, and the list. Of course, you will creating the set. So the first thing, let me give you a summary what the built-in data structure we will introduce for this module. So the first video later you will see we will introduce the tuple. So the most important thing, tuple, we can store the different data type elements. But the most important thing is we will have those elements defined in a parenthesis. So for example, here we have the T tuples. So you assign, you have 3 elements. By using the len function, they will return number 3 because you have 1, 2, 3 elements. The important thing about tuples you need to know, they are immutable ordered collections. So that's mean here after we have the 6, 7, and 8. Later, we will show you can using the index to access each element. However, the value cannot be reassigned. If we want to reassign the element, that means you need to create another tuple. So their contents cannot be changed after you create it. So that's how we will create the tuple. Then we will give you the video to show you how to declare and create the list. So the list is very similar to tuples. We still can have the collection of multiple elements with different data type. However, instead using the parentheses for tuple, we use the square bracket for the list. So you can see here we define a list. We have the square bracket, then we contain 3 elements. So the same thing, you can use the length function to know how many elements in your list. So the basic ordered collections, they are mutable data structure. What does that mean? That means you can change the value for the element. You can add the new element to the list. You can remove the element from the list. So for example, if we have the list, you have 2, 3, 4. Then you can append the one more element to your current list. So they will become 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 4 elements. Just like we say, your tuple and the list, they all can contain different data type. Our example earlier is only for the integer. But one thing is you can see here, that's recreate the list with using the L reference variable. But here we reassign to another list. So you can see here I have 1 element, int. I have 1 string. And the last one, the next one, we will have another list as the 3rd element. So then in order to access the first element, you use the 0. So 0, 2. Here actually you reassign, but they are still the same value. And here you can using slicing. So then we have 1 and 2. So then you will see here, if you have 1 and 2, they will refer to the index 1 is hello. Index 2 will be another list. So that's the tuple and the list. Addition to the tuple and the list, in this module, we also introduce you the set and dictionary. So they all have each video to show you. So you just need to see here what the syntax will be different. Earlier, our tuple used the parentheses to define. List, we use the square bracket. So now for the set, we're using the braces. So these curly braces, we define 2 different sets. The first set we call prime, so that's a prime number. So then the second one we call even, that's all for the even number. So one thing is prime, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we have even number 2, 4, 6, and 8. They are unordered collection, but the most important thing is set, we only contain unique value. So that means they are represented within the curly bracket. The set operation also can work with the 2 different sets, including the union, intersection. Differences can be implemented. So that here we have 1 prime set. We have another one is even set. So then here you can using the ampersand. So the ampersand is an operator we're using for Python for the set. So this ampersand represent the union. So then we will see here we have 1, 2, 3, 5, 7 in the prime set. We have 2, 4, 6, 8 in the even set. So which one repeat? Right, so they both have 2. So that's why after you union for both set, they will have only the overlap will display. Or you can using the method. So this one here we have an intersection method from the set. So from the prime set, you invoke intersection method by passing the second even set, then they return your 2. So that will be similar as your union operator. The last building data structure we will introduce is the dictionary. The dictionary including the value and the key pair. So each element actually is a key and the value pair. Key will be the first value. Then we have another value for the mapping data. So in order to declare a dictionary, the same thing we're using the curly bracket. The only thing different is because they are key and the value pair. So that's why here you will still see the colon to separate each element. But each element we have key and the value pair and connect with the colon. So we separate with the comma. So that's why you will see the first one we have the key is the letter B, the value will be 4. So then we have key is C, so then the value is 6. So they are still unordered collection. So they are key to the value mapping. We're using the comma to separate each element and using the curly bracket to contain all the elements. So if you want to assign the data, you're using the key in the square bracket, so you can reassign the data. But one thing, be careful, because here we're using the string. So that's why here you still need to have your single bracket. So let's add this one. So the key should be immutable and unique, but your value can be reassigned. So the new element also can be added to your dictionary. The unordered format will help in efficiently access a value using the key regardless of the size of the dictionary. So here in this video, we just want to introduce you what data structure type we will introduce in this module. So continue, you will have 3 more videos. We will introduce tuple, list, set, and the dictionary with a detailed example. Let's move forward to the next few videos.